Hello everyone, so it's admission season, so I'm sure that a lot of you guys are super busy writing your statements of purpose. So I thought I'd make a video to help you guys understand who you should be really writing your statement of purpose for. Now, we've gotten a lot of essays where students tend to make their descriptions of their projects and research work and even work experience really technical. And I understand why you guys are doing this. It's because you want them to understand that you know what you're talking about, you're an expert in your field, and your projects are very highly technical and really difficult and all that, okay? However, this is not the right way to approach your projects in your statement of purpose. It's more fit for a resume, but not exactly for a statement of purpose. So in order to help you guys understand why this is not the best path forward, I wanted to make a video to tell you guys who your true target audience is for your statement of purpose, okay? What you guys need to understand is that your statement of purpose will be read, first of all, by more than one person, and second, not necessarily someone from your field, right? I know you guys are writing your statements of purpose targeting maybe professors from your own department and proving to them that you're worthy for the program, but that's not the case. It's not always a professor from your department who is reading your statement of purpose, okay? So what I did is I actually just went and asked one of my admissions officer connections, like who actually reads the statement of purpose when they come in for the whole admissions process, okay? So this is what she said. The admissions team reads the SOP during the pre-screen. Applications that are moved to committee review will have their SOP reviewed again by the committee, which consists of faculty who may or may not be from the department or program that the student is applying to. So now you guys understand that if you actually send in your SOP to the admissions team, right? First of all, there will be two people reading it, at least two people. So that means the admissions team will do the pre-screen, will check whether the student actually is, applying to the right program, if there are any glaring mistakes in the student's resume and all that. And if the student seems like a pretty good candidate for the program, and then they will pass it on to the actual full committee. So the committee or the panel will consist of not only people from the admissions team, but also faculty members. Now, faculty members doesn't necessarily mean that it's the same faculty member of the department that you're applying for. For example, if you're applying to the Department of Electrical Engineering, it doesn't mean that electrical engineering professors are going to be the ones that are reading your statements of purpose. It might be people from CS, it might be people from psychology, you never really know, okay? So how do you guys write your statement of purpose while also sounding kind of smart, but not having too much technical detail that'll just bore the reader or just confuse the reader, okay? So the trick is to find a right balance, right? And there's a proper way that you guys need to really explain your projects in your statement of purpose, okay? So I'm gonna tell you guys how this works, right? Now, you guys must have heard of the STAR method, right? The STAR method is essentially situation, target, action, result. So this is sort of the method that, people usually recommend that you follow when you're describing a project or a challenge or a task that you had to do in an interview. So in an interview, when they ask you, okay, what did you do in this project? You tell them the situation of the project. For example, the customer was facing loss in a certain area. And then the target would be to reduce that loss by 5% or like say 40% or something. And the actions that you actually took in order to mitigate that loss, and the result, okay, what was the actual result you achieved? Maybe you achieved like 50% or 60% reduce in the loss, and so on, right? So this is the situation, target, action, result method. Now, people do recommend using this method for the SOP, but I want to go one step further, right? And the reason why is because the situation element of this STAR method is not exactly applicable when you guys are basically talking about your projects and research work, right? Because in a challenge or basically at work, right, the situation will be that something prompts you to take an action, right? For example, again, the customer would have complained something, or maybe you're as a company, you guys would have a plan to expand in a certain area, and therefore you would do a project and so on. But then in college, and even when you do your own research projects, you're not really looking for like a prompt. You're just doing it because, again, you want to build your resume, you want to apply your concepts from class into the real world, and so on. So that's not exactly the right situation that you want to describe in your statement of purpose. So instead, what I recommend that you guys do is, instead of the STAR method, you follow the Mtar method. So the M here stands for motivation, right? Which is what motivated you to take on the project or the research work or the internship or work experience and all that, right? So for example, what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to write out a small paragraph for you guys. It'll be like a made-up project, and then I'm going to break down the paragraph, line by line, so that you guys understand exactly what part is motivation, what part is target, action, and result. Okay, so here it is. Now, as you guys can see, the first line is for the motivation of the project. Then we move on to the actual goal. So what was the goal of the project? Then we talk about action. So the action part, again, it shouldn't be too long. You guys are spending too much time on action. Don't do that, right? It should only be a couple of lines, like 2-3 lines long. That's it. Even 3 lines is like a little bit too much, unless it's a really long project or really big paragraph. 2 lines is ideal, like 2 sentences is ideal. Now in this action sentence, of course, you talk about the technical details, maybe not in depth, but still like a decent amount of technical details. And then you focus mostly on result, okay? And the reason why result is the most important element is because, again, it's a statement of purpose, right? They want to know your journey that has brought you towards this application. So not only do they want to know whatever projects you did, because they'll get that information from the resume anyway, so you don't need to expand it here as well, but they want to know the motivation behind doing that project and how you sort of grew from doing that project, the personal growth, the skill growth, the soft skill growth, whatever, everything that you sort of gained from doing this project. Maybe it motivated you to apply to grad school, so on, right? So this part is what really needs to be, I would say, like the most significant out of these 4 elements. And that's what you guys really need to focus on, so that at least once you finish the technical details, you end with some non-technical details about how you grew from it and what value the project added into your life, into your journey towards graduate school. Okay, so 2 takeaways from this video would be, first is that remember that it is not always a professor from your department that is reading your SOP, so don't make your essay extremely technical. And second, follow the Mtar method to make sure that you guys are not only presenting some level of technical detail about your projects and internships and so on, but also the motivations behind it, how you grew from it, and how it sort of contributed overall towards, your graduate school application and your graduate school journey. Okay, so that's it for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe for more awesome college application related content. I made another video like a couple months ago where I talked about my lessons that I learned after reviewing 50 statements of purpose. So that video is going to be right here. You guys can go check it out and learn even more tips about how to improve your statement of purpose. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.